Latest on the historic floods. Lessons learned. This morning, local lawmakers and emergency personnel held a meeting.
And on their agenda, how to improve, prepare, and protect from disasters like the historic floods. Eyewitness News reporter Catherine Sotnick is live in Warwick with our mobile newsroom. Kat?
Well, the lieutenant governor is holding this meeting with other local emergency officials, and they say once again that no one passed away in the flooding of 2010, but of course there were some problems. One of the lessons learned from the flooding of 2010, the city of Warwick has no functioning reverse 911 system, which would notify residents in an emergency.
Purchased in 2007, and it's just never been installed.
Instead, when the floodwaters took hold, police, firemen, and the National Guard had to go door to door to evacuate residents.
If the old administration, dropped the ball, the former police chief and deputy police chief, I'm very disappointed in that.
This in no way is intended to solve.
The lessons learned are part of a meeting of the state's Emergency Management Advisory Council and local officials. Robert Johnson, vice president of the Exeter Town Council, says he's upset. Volunteer firefighters who gave up their paying day jobs and slept in their trucks for days did not get compensated.
When I asked FEMA or the state if we could reimburse these firefighters for the time that they were out of work, the answer was no. And I just think that that's unacceptable.
And despite their volunteer status...
Yes, they are volunteers, so if your house is on fire, they can choose whether or not to show up. And I don't think as a taxpayer in the community we want to have that hanging over people.
And Mayor Scott Avedisian from Warwick also spoke out. He talked about the fact that he never thought he'd have to ask people not to flush their toilets. But, of course, that was the reality when floodwaters took over the sewage treatment plant. And, of course, we'll have more on that coming up tonight at 5. For now, we're live with the West Bay Mobile Newsroom from Warwick. I'm Catherine Sotnick, Eyewitness News.
And